Is that Dogmatika Runic? What in the world innovations are we trying out here? We have Stand Up Centurion, and honestly, quite an interesting breakdown for more of your little top contenders. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Have you ever wanted the ability to make Albazoa out here and have your opponent stare at you and go, what in the world is going on? I do think Albazoa is one of the most hilarious boss monsters that actually exist in modern era Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's just such an abnormality just to see what this thing can do. I mean, hey, to be fair, ripping things from your opponent's extra deck is actually pretty good. So, why this, of all things? Well, sometimes people just enjoy the Dogmatika lore, and they want to explore things because, you know, free Ecclesia, I mean, basically you can do a Runic spell card, do all you want, and then you're like, oh, special summon the Ecclesia, toggle for the search, and then, okay, you know, we're consistently set here, which... that's fine. That's what we're going to call the value train at this point, where you're able to set up the free value that you want, and you're not going to get really punished for it. And of course, it just all comes down to the value that Albazoa gives you. So basically, Albazoa and friends with the Runic backing. Yeah, that's a consistency nightmare if you ever wanted to actually see it. But I mean, it's not like you don't have the ability to basically get your searching going for you here, because the Dog Matrix exists. You have the Calamity, which is absolutely fine. The extra deck, or excuse me, the side deck could use a little bit work down here. You do have 2 open slots for this, and we are showcasing that Ultimate Slayer is definitely an option for this deck. I don't know, the reason why I chose to cover this is like, I've enjoyed what Runic can do. I love the random splash ability that you'll just see people toss into a build, and you'll kind of look around at the rest of the meta and you'll just genuinely be like, wow, I can't believe you're trying this, or, you know, you had success with this variation of this. And, you know, it might not ever come back up again, but this is the cool stuff, and this just proves, you know, how consistent Fountain can actually be at the end of the day. All right, we have Stand Up Centurion. Good stuff here. And, I guess this is the first thing that kind of draws my attention in here. We're actually playing Chicken Game in here. Now, we are also playing ye old set rotation in here, which... okay, this can kind of be interesting. So you can, you know, kind of pull on out the Chicken Game, or, you know, if you happen to draw the Chicken Game, it ends up just being a free draw card along the way. It's also not like you can't out the Chicken Game if you hand it to your opponent and you don't really want to have to deal with it. I do find this interesting in here, though. We are playing the Etude of the Branded. During either player's turn, you can immediately effect resolves, synchro summon a synchro monster using monster you control as a material, including a dragon-type monster. And then while you control Bysteel, which we do have Bysteels in here, banish any number of monsters to be sent to the opponent's graveyard as tributes for their rituals, blah, blah, blah. You don't really care about that. You care that this card gives you another quick synchro option during the opponent's turn. You know, typically the field spell Stand Up Centurion gives you one option. This actually gives you another option. So if you're setting up things like the Lubellion, or your opponent, you know, did one of the worst unthinkable things that they could have, you know, blew up your field spell before you could make your quick synchro jump, this is meant to kind of give you another option to play the game. And guess what? It has Branded in the name. Oh no. Who would have guessed? Also, I mean, by being able to extend out the Bysteel package here, you're basically able to control more of those pesky matchups. I also find it interesting we are playing Chaos Archfiend down here as well. This build has so many interesting little choices. Packbit actually starting to see... I have noticed Packbit's been picking up a lot more play for these builds. A lot of people, I think, initially were like, yeah, Packbit can be a little bit of hit or miss, but now the times have kind of gone on. I think this card's pretty solid. Ah, wow. This is the most basic Kashtira deck that I have had the chance to take a look at in this format, and that's not a bad thing, actually. I do find it interesting, though, that this build opted to play a single, and I mean a single planet Pathfinder. They didn't want to play 2, they didn't want to play 3, they slapped this in here and said, alright, we're going to play one of this. And I can understand why. Like, Planet Pathfinder being able to kind of toggle through the deck, get you to your options, is actually pretty solid. Let's see here. We are still playing Shifter. I cannot tell you how good Shifter is this format. This card is one of the biggest little blowout machines that you could ever want to actually see. And the fact that it is just so free to win games is insane. Also, speaking of cards that win free games, Ghost Mourner Moonlit Chill has had a fantastic showing for the power that this card is able to kind of give you in swing games. And I mean, having extra copies of Valor in your deck is pretty good. Also, Valor not being restricted to a once per turn, unfortunately, is pretty broken. But Moonlit Chill here, you'll see people making an argument trying to play 2 of these right now instead of 3. I personally don't care either way. 2 or 3 is going to be your player preference to make sure that, you know, when this thing is resolving, it's getting the job done. That's why you're playing this card. You're playing it as a key negate so you can stay in the game. It's also, you know, why this entire side deck down here is designed to be the most anti-meta thing that you could ever want to actually see. And of course, yes, we still are doing the Heat Soul play. I also see that we are playing the Darkest Dragon Doom Rider down here as well. This is something that I haven't seen the Kashtira builds actually trying, but you know what? I'll take it. The more rank 7 utilities you have, I feel like the better off you actually are. And really, more Tenpai Dragons. Now this is interesting. I see that we are side decking Vagna, which on Synchro Summoning Activating Effect, this gets 300 attack for each level of the non-tuner that you use. So typically, you're going to be non-tuner, so you'll be getting, 300 for each. You're going to get a 900 attack point boost, sure. And then you can ping your opponent for 300 damage for each level that the tuner had. Ah, I see. This is for time. Ah, perfect. I also don't understand why Tenpai Dragon is going into time, but okay. Now then there's also this, Saga of the Dragon Emperor. This is not a tech choice that I thought that I would be seeing, but let's say you target a dragon monster you control. Its attack becomes doubled until the end of this turn. Then, if your opponent currently controls a dragon monster, the activation of the target monster's effects cannot be negated for the rest of this turn. And during your main phase, banish this card from your graveyard. So summon 1 dragon exceed monster, which we don't care about any of that. All right, this is you're telling me if my mana gets interrupted, I can quick play Saga of the Dragon Emperor, and I can double a dragon monster's attack points to try to clear a game. And this also says that my opponent can't negate my dragon if they have a dragon. So this is also for the mirror match. This card might actually be one of the most disgusting things that I've had the chance to read out here in the world of dragon technology. Like, actually is really good. Now, do keep in mind, you do see we have more of the fire extra X stuff along the way. We do have the Striker Dragon out here as well. That's going to be a pretty recurring theme out here. Hello, Dissipator and friends. You have all of the standard utility options that you need. So, and of course, the Heat Wave. You gotta love seeing what Tenpai Dragons can actually kind of bring to the table out here as players continue to jump through these hoops and see what they want to try out for the meta. And, oh, wow, we have Voiceless Voice. Now, I'm actually kind of surprised. Saphira saw a lot more play than I thought it was going to. I thought the general consensus from people was this card was kind of bad. But, I mean, hey, it's a free draw 2, discard 1. I feel like that actually kind of matters in the course of things, which is fine. And then when attacks declared involving a light, ritual, monster, warrior, or dragon, you discard a random card from your opponent's hand, and during your opponent's invasion, you add a light monster from your graveyard to your hand. So you have recurability on this. You have some sort of draw power. Honestly, this card might actually be a lot better than I thought it was. Now, this is the central anchor point for the deck. Blessings of the Voiceless Voice out here. Getting that ability to toggle back something that's banished is nuts. And then getting the ability to also use this as another ritual tool for the deck. Holy crap. I genuinely am impressed with how stupid good this can be. Now, because we are doing the branded stuff down here, you do see that we are also playing the Jogan just to make sure, you know, we can soft lock our opponents. It's all about the locks. Always is. You know, as much as you can mildly inconvenience your opponent just to make sure that you can attempt to win the game, that's what you want to see. Ah, yes. The good old standard of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. There was a lot of stuff out of Sneak Peek Weekend that genuinely I think is going to shock a lot of people in the course of the game, and the things that you're going to continue to see kind of going forward here, at least with the newness of Yu-Gi-Oh! So please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.